If you're looking to build a sustainable passive income, click the Take a Look Live link in the description and comments, watch the tour video, and let's get this money. Hello everyone, welcome back to Community Wealth. It looks like there's some more complaints about the Spark Driver app. I'm pretty sure we had these same complaints before, but let's go ahead and get into it. Spark Driver app sparks outrage among customers and drivers. Delivery apps have become an integral part of our everyday lives. From Uber Eats to Roadie, everyone can find what fits their preferences the most. Spark Driver is one of the promising platforms that, by letting drivers earn on their own terms, aims to enhance user experience and simplify deliveries. However, both customers and drivers have recently encountered various challenges beneath this surface of convenience. Always the case, right? Everything that seems convenient is really not, alright? There's going to be some inconvenience involved. The most common Spark Driver issues. To see a clear picture of the current situation with the rising number of complaints about the app, we looked at Spark Driver reviews and feedback left on social media and review platforms. Customers rated it a 2.6 out of possible 5 stars on PissConsumer.com. Never heard of that before. PissConsumer.com. That's interesting. With a total of $120,000 in claim losses. Wow. Users' complaints are primarily focused on the following: poor customer service, no way to communicate after leaving items, the app's glitches, random people that steal packages, account deactivation at any time for no reason, no following delivery instructions, some kind of problem with missing orders. Okay, I can see I can see the problem with missing orders. I had a couple of times where I delivered to the wrong address. I have. It was maybe once or twice I've done it. I haven't done it a lot. Like I said, once or twice out of well over 1,000 deliveries. Probably delivered to the wrong address. But see, a lot of times that's the customer fault. At one time, I delivered to an address where there was no address, and it was the same block literally, and like a couple of doors down from an address I went to before. So I just went to that address because what they described was the address that I went to. Now the fact that I went back there and there was 2 dogs that pretty much damn near surrounded me, that tripped me out. And I was wondering why the gate wasn't open. You know, the gate was closed, but they said open the gate and all this other stuff. So it was literally the same stuff. Soon as I left, I say no longer than maybe 2 minutes. By the time I got back to the store, the customer was calling Walmart. And one of the workers came out to me and explained to me that, you know, I delivered to the wrong address. He said deliver and all this other stuff. So it was just a big mess, right? So I can see that, but a lot of times it's the customer's fault that went to the wrong address, all right? That they have missing orders. There are sometimes missing items happen too. So, you know, it's a lot of different things that go on with that. Now, stealing packages, I don't know about that. I haven't heard anything about Spark people stealing packages. So it's probably not the drivers for the most part. It's probably somebody that's coming around getting stuff because you're delivering when the person is not there. You know, sometimes they just say drop it off, boom, you drop it off and you leave. You know what I mean? And they say no way to communicate after leaving items. That's true, because that's what happened when I went to the wrong address. The lady couldn't contact me anymore. She had to contact the store. All right. And they just recently start the chat on the app. And so, but after you close out the order, you can't chat anymore. So, you know, customer service, I could possibly see that. I've ran into drivers who suck, right? You know, I ran into those guys. Not me, I don't suck. Trust me, I don't. I got very good ratings. But I ran into drivers that suck. App glitches are terrible. It happens a whole lot. The app is getting better, but the more they make it better, the more glitches they have. So the app, I won't say the app suck, but it can be it leaves room for a lot of improvement. You know what I'm saying? And you know, the delivery instructions, sometimes they have too many instructions. You know, it's like you got to read a paragraph, a whole novel pretty much to see the instructions. Like, dang, I don't need all that. You know what I mean? And sometimes you would kind of just miss it. You know, you're just moving. Especially since now they had 3 stops per trip. It's kind of easy to look over instructions because they're giving you more to do, right? So anyway, let's continue. Not only consumers are experiencing problems, but also the drivers themselves, like I just explained. who make deliveries and returns for Walmart and other major retailers. Let's look closer at some examples left by both parties, customers and drivers. Spark driver reviews by customers. The most common customer complaints about their experience with Spark driver and Walmart deliveries refer to damaged orders, stolen deliveries by drivers, orders delivered to wrong addresses, and rude treatment. I've never treated anybody rude. I got treated rude. I know you heard about my racial situations. I know you heard about people leaving their dogs out, people fussing at me, all types of stuff happened while I was out. I don't take it personally. I just take it that they're just a butthole. That's all I take it as, But I haven't had any major issue other than dogs being left. I've been chased by pit bulls, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So that's about it. But as far as, for the most part, out of well over 1,000 deliveries, I had some very good experiences. So I think I got well over 2,000 deliveries. So I have some very good experiences. So the good experiences outweigh the bad. But as far as stolen deliveries by drivers, I can't say. I mean, I guess it happened because it happened with DoorDash, so I guess it happened. And I guess they figured they'll go from DoorDash to Spark because there's more items, so they probably could get away with it. But, I haven't heard anything personally about that. All right, damaged orders, that has happened with me as well. But I do let the customer know, though. If something happened, I'll let them know. All right, if something was damaged, and I'll let them know to contact, Spark and Walmart to get it rectified. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. One frustrated customer was completely frustrated in their complaint by the driver, who simply threw the box of glass canning jars onto the concrete in front of their door. Later, she learned that this driver was doing the exact same thing to the packages of her neighbors. The most awful in the situation is that this was a replacement order because the initial order was taken to the wrong address and I did not receive it. Dang, that's crazy. So she throwing glass, huh? That's crazy. I guess there are butthole drivers out there. I mean, I'm sure it is. I forget how many drivers they say they had. This is a gang of drivers they have, but I'm sure there are a lot of butthole drivers because people just don't care. They're just doing stuff to make a little bit of money. But they're not going to last long. I don't even know why they do it, But another Spark driver customer stated that the driver stole my grocery and took a picture of a building and marked the delivery as complete. Having lost $370 and not receiving groceries, the customer appealed to Walmart in application. Dang. That's ruthless. Somebody really stole almost $400 in groceries. Why would you do that? Gosh, that's stupid. Sparks, is this how you do business? If so, your company will not last at all. Company is responsible for ethical conduct of its workers and should enforce penalties for theft and fraud. I agree with that. 100%. I totally agree with that. Spark driver reviews by drivers. In their review, one of the Spark drivers described how he was made to put my knees down because I didn't pay for the items by a police officer after wrongfully being accused by a Walmart employee. The officer handcuffed me, being rude to despite me telling him that I work for Walmart Spark, I could show him some proof that the items were paid off. Even after finding out later that the driver was right, they didn't even issue an apology. Other drivers often complain about the possibility of being deactivated for no reason without any warnings and numerous delivery driver account issues. Walmart needs to stop using DoorDash and Spark. I don't care what they do. I'm going to get my orders, but I have found that it could be confusing. But see, Walmart uses DoorDash, Spark. I believe they do Uber Eats as well, but I know definitely they do Roadie. So, hey. Spark is just Walmart's gig slave operation. They are just as trashy as Uber and DoorDash. Mostly because the pay keeps going down and they are giving these people 3 orders for basically the same pay now, so it's just not worth it, and all the decent people have mostly quit. The gig economy is going to die if this keeps up, and it's going to take OGP with it. People on social media mention the company payment policy as an excuse for some issues with Spark drivers. Based on online reviews, Spark driver has the potential to simplify processes and provide convenience for both drivers and customers. To address complaints and stabilize the current situation, Both parties should express patience and some degree of understanding. Users, drivers, and Walmart Spark driver must communicate, listen to each other, and be ready to adapt and find solutions when issues arise. That's not going to happen. I can tell you that right now. None of these apps listen. None of them. None of the apps listen. So that's not going to happen. They're looking at the bottom line. All right. They get you in at first. If you're one of the first to come in when an app jump off, you good. You're getting the good money. I remember when DoorDash was popping. I mean, DoorDash was just paying. I mean, cats was making like $200 in about 3 hours with DoorDash back in the day. Of course, that was around the pandemic, but they were killing it. All right. Uber Eats is okay. I know some. Actually, I just recently spoke to somebody who made about $50 in about 2 hours. That's $25 an hour with Uber Eats the other day. They were cherry picking, but they did pretty good. Spark, you can't really cherry pick. You can't unless you're in a very busy area. There's really no cherry picking with Spark. It's kind of hard to do unless you're getting orders back to back to back, like all at the same time. You got like a screen full of orders, then maybe you can cherry pick. But the cherry picking is slim because most of the orders now are only like, the most I've seen lately was like $10, $11 at the most. At the most, $10, $11. You know, and that's with a tip. We're talking about a $3 tip. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's kind of hard to cherry pick with Spark these days. But hey, you can still make a decent, okay income with Spark. But the good old days of Spark where you can make $250 in a day, it's long gone. If you guys are still making $250 a day, leave a comment below. Let me know how y'all doing it. Because I don't see it happening. Alright? Hope this interests you. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you're looking to build a sustainable passive income, click the Take a Look Live link in the description and comments. Watch the tour video and let's get this money.